Hey everybody, Nick from Hawk Pro Detailing. I want to welcome you to the 2-hour interior. Audi A4. Audi A4. I just had to pull into my driveway, wanted to make sure. They're going for the 2-hour express detail. I charge $100 for this. I want to make $50 an hour, and folks have to bring it to me, whereas I'm typically mobile. I like this service. Sometimes I give way too much away because I fall in love with the car. So today I'm going to stick to a timetable. It's 8:50 now. I do have some prep that I've already been able to do. That's part of my own time that goes into this. But it's time that I would use if I were out in the field, right? So that time is going to happen regardless of where I am. I'd rather have it be here at home. But I've got a lot of dry particulates, maybe some ice melt issues in that carpet down there. But I think this vehicle is going to restore pretty well, because a lot of these scuffs, I think they're just dirt, you know? This feels like a newer vehicle. I just was inside and it felt quite nice. So it's a luxury vehicle, and we're gonna try to bring it back to its fullest potential in 2 hours. Okay, it's currently 8:53 in the morning. I think I'm cheating here. I'm trying to figure out what the best usage of my time is. And to be honest with you, the 2-hour interior is not going to include the trunk most of the time, but this stuff I think is going to clean up real nice. Like, this feels very new. And you know, I think this vehicle is pretty new. I haven't had a chance to really discuss it at length with the customer. But just dirt. You know, I think this is going to vacuum up nicely. I see more hair there than I would like. Not sure if that's dog hair, human hair, whatever, but you know, these little vents are gonna need some love as well. But with 2 hours, I can't try to make this perfect, right? So what are my priorities? Well, I want to get all the dry stuff out of the carpets and see if I can't just touch those up and make them look nice. I'm not going to spend much time on the floor mats. In my previous life, by the way, that's missing. In my previous life, I did spend a lot of time looking into dialing down the floor mats. Is the first thing I did, and that ate up like a half an hour of my detail. So I do these last. They're an afterthought. They have to be, because stuff like this, you know, coffee spills, stains, the obvious stuff, right? You know, some of the stuff you can see staining on the leather and the cup holders, that has to be taken care of, because that's something that we can change for the better. Those floor mats are just gonna get dirty again. I see this all the time. These Audi screens, they're very sensitive to scratching, and that's already there. The customer probably tried to do something. 2 hours. What are we gonna focus on first? I think it's gonna be the vacuum. I've got my Rigid over here. Let's get this going. Haven't used the Vapor Chief steamer in a while. 100 continuous fill. Love this thing. It's already ready to go. It's plugged in to my garage here. I've got some encapsulation chemicals and my little portable spotter, you know, hot water extractor. Here's my vacuum. I've got the Predator inverter on the bed of my truck here. So this is gonna look a lot like what I do on a mobile detail. Is just go to start. Come on, baby. Maybe I need to flick it all the way. What do you guys think? There it is, you idiot. Here we go. I think it's so funny that people like watching these videos, because I think it just shows you how much random stuff goes into your day, you know? It's not just like it's not just shiny car photos. It's grabbing hoses, extension cords, and getting things untangled. So I just want to see really quickly, turning on this vacuum, which didn't turn on, no problem. Alright, let's try this now. I just want to see how much comes out in this area with a vacuum. This is kind of like, I don't know, a test spot? Sorry guys. Not bad, not bad. I may bring a pet hair stone in here. Oh, sorry guys. May bring a Fender stone in here, but now some of this is, it may come off with the rubber glove technique. That's, a lot of people told me about it, like she didn't detail. They're like, you should try rubber gloves, and I didn't believe them. But now that I use it, it's a great method because you don't have to go anywhere for it. You already have the tool on your person. So why not at least try the rubber glove method to break off some of those dog hairs from the fiber. You know, they say necessity is the mother of invention, and I just discovered an awesome tool. The handy brush I bought for the carpet cleaning industry. Sometimes it's used in spotting techniques or grooming carpets, whatever, stairs. But it's actually a pretty tough little bristle. If I can get this close, you know, and you can see a lot of hairs that are embedded in there. But what I'm saying is this: it's helping me on these kind of tricky carpets. I couldn't find another carpet brush, so I had to use something, and that's a beautiful thing about detailing, is you just in the moment, using your critical thinking. You want a pretty decent plan around a standard operating procedure, but you want to allow room for critical thinking. As an owner-operator, it's fine. I sort of wonder how I'm going to scale that later on. But let's check this out. So this brush can really, really dig up a lot of embedded dry particulates, so then I can vacuum at the same time. This started out pretty white, and just by using this brush, I'm able to break up so much of that. It just seemed like it was dry, ready to come out of the carpet. So before we're introducing any moisture, we're just trying to get as much dry particulate out of these fibers as we possibly can. Just get out of here, dry dirt. That's the goal. Get out of here. This brush is doing an amazing job. I recently bought some new encapsulation products from Release It. I've heard their DS2 is amazing. I use that on carpets. It was great. What I want to try today is NCAP Punch. It's supposedly a traffic lane pre-spray, and it's also something that you can put in your hot water detergent as your rinse agent. So yeah, the pH is a little bit higher than you'd ever think to do for a one-step product, but apparently all the polymers, you know, encapsulate what's left and they just vacuum right up, so they're not going to attach to the soil and attract them oily, you know, residue-wise, you know, and make the carpets dirty. So that's the technology behind NCAP in general. But apparently this stuff's amazing. So I'm going to mix this in with some hot water, pre-treat the carpets, and then do a quick extraction. It's got a nice smell to it. I don't know how to describe it, kind of fruity. Definitely like smells like a cleaning supply, but it's a pleasant smell. They don't always smell good, I can tell you that much. All right, that's 4, okay. And then for portable extraction, 40 ounces per 5 gallons. No, in a portable, 1 to 2 ounces per gallon of hot water. There's 3 gallons in there. I may do 4 here. in the extractor. All gone. Thanks for the sample, Rick, at Excellent Supply. Yeah, I bought Release It DS2 and it came with some free samples. That was cool. Okay, I'm going to spray down these carpets now. End cap punch. Nice, generous application. Just going to make sure all the fibers are nice and covered. Going to let this dwell. I know in cap, Release It, DS2, whatever. Oops, sorry guys. Oh, that's so dirty. I'd rather vacuum that up before I do this, but here we go. It's not really my proudest moment. I should have vacuumed up that dry soil. I may just come back and do that. Got the generator running here. Sorry for the noise. Yes, I caved. I used the air compressor, so I blew around a bunch of stuff. That's why that's all in the carpets now. I kept vacuuming it to like perfection, and then it was like, what am I doing? I'm on a 2-hour special. This isn't like a $250 deal. This is a $100 job. I gotta make some money, This is hard manual labor. Customers know their options, and you can't give them everything. They're not paying for the steak. They're paying for a hot dog. They're not paying for a filet mignon. You know what I mean? I've got a couple of fans going on the passenger side, but I just introduced a lot of moisture with extraction, so I just want to mist, fairly lightly if it'll ever happen, because of course we're on camera, so it doesn't want to do it. There we go, some spot stop on the carpets, and then that's probably too much product. And then what I might do is just on areas that I know are going to be visible, I just want to make sure that spot stop has permeated the fibers. I'm going to put a fan on this interior very shortly. On every spot, so we're going to give these carpets a good chance to dry quickly, and with some spot stop on there to hopefully prevent any possible wick back in some of these areas where we had some salt or at least some ice melt residue. Here's my approach now. Optimum no rinse, basically drenched towel. I'm going to do an initial wipe down, see what I can't pick up. For the first time in a long time, direct sunlight is a factor in my daily details. It's warm out. And now, I may try to see what steam can do. Just in some of these nooks and crannies. Keeping, fully cognizant of the fact that steam can do a lot of damage. So I'm never going to let that steam sit on any part of the vehicle for any substantial length of time. I'm going to do this, dry down, O&R towel after steam, and whatever's left, I can address that sort of individually, but let me come back in just 1 second. This didn't get too dirty, so I'll put it back in the O&R bucket. I do want to follow up here a clean towel before that dries on the panel. Again, it's actually getting warm enough out that it's really important to just be fully cognizant of what the sun can do, might do, will do, has done, tasks, right? I always try to avoid a big mistake. 2-hour special. I'm not going for nooks and crannies. I may go a little dirt there, a little cranny there, and I may just say, you know what? That's a much cleaner panel than came in. Right? Let that dry off. Time to move on. Let's go. Move. Gum in there. Check this out. There's some gum in this little cigarette area, whatever. So, a 2-hour detail. What do I go after, you know? Do I spend a lot of time on this or keep moving? It's a tough decision. I gotta figure this out. This foamer's not so great, but it works. All-purpose cleaner. Actually, this is a straight power clean, all-purpose cleaner, whatever you want to call it. I didn't dilute it at all. Letting it dwell in the sun's a little dangerous, but I am just trying to get it working, let the chemical do its thing. I'm working fast here, right? Touchless, so I want to go high dilution, aka no dilution in my all-purpose cleaner, and look at how brown that comes off. So that's nice. And if there are little specks left on this, I'm not worried about it because I'm actually cleaning this and I'm on a time crunch. Okay. And then what I can do, little Tornador. I'll just hang this up and move on to the next dirty one. Okay, I love an air compressor. The Tornador is amazing. This will be kind of a final, just blow everything out of the cracks, vacuum, and send it. Okay, I had to skip some steps because I knew if I wanted to get this done in 2 hours, there was no way it was going to happen. Not perfect, but definitely improved. It's hard for me to even put this on the internet, right? But I'm just trying to like convey there is a real world out there, and I would charge another $100 to spend another few hours making this perfect. The carpets, the interior, and everything. Sure, I'll wipe down the little spots that I don't feel like are quite perfect on my final wipe through. And yeah, it's a much cleaner vehicle. Just getting a little bit of the black off of there. Last final wipe down. I just can't stop. But the reality of the situation is, that looks like it just kind of dried on there. I don't have time, right? If you're a profitable business, you have to stay on target. She's painted for 2 hours. She got a great little detail. I'm gonna put these back in. You can see here, into there, improved, a lot better. Definitely was a full, hard 2 hours. You can see kind of in there. Those vents, they were nasty before. I steamed them. They're definitely not perfect now, but everything's clean, you know. So put the mats back. Probably need to wipe that down right there.
Oops. Just gonna wipe down with that. Actually, it's gonna be nice. It needed a little more cut, so I'll just let that be. I don't know what's going on over here. Might touch that up just one more time. See, it's like I can never be done, you know.